So guys, starting the climb up to Pendlehill, and you can see here at the bottom it's like a lovely, well, a lovely spring day. No snow at all. It's up on the high ground, the moors where I have been, over the Hasland moors. It's up on this high ground, but if you get lower down, nothing, but we'll climb to Pendle. Just starting to see a bit of snow and ice at the side of the road, but it's a fair climb. It's definitely a fair climb up here. Will be a lovely walk for a change down here through these woods instead of slipping on all this snow and ice. But we're heading to the top of Pendlehill, which is a few minutes ride up here. There we are up there in the snow, beautiful Pendlehill. What an area. Stunning, impresses me every time I see it. Just going through the little village of Sabden. Beautiful little village, and then a steep road right onto Pendlehill. Hear that clinging. There's lots of stones and grits down on this road. Lots of loose chippings chipping up at the van. So again, not much snow down here in Sabden, but it is quite a low village. We're going to climb up to Pendle now. I've had to go past my usual parking spots, very busy. It's only 10 o'clock in the morning. It's a Sunday, it's popular. People have been snowed in all week. It's starting to thaw a little bit now, so people want to get out. Beautiful Pendle. Hoping I might have to go at the side of the road, because I think all the little places you just pull in and park are full up. I thought if I get up early, I didn't think it'd be this busy, but there we go. Very busy. So I'm just going to park up at the side here, making sure I keep one of these front wheels on this road with no snow on it, because the other day I got stuck up where I lived. I parked up, I was fine, but I decided to go back out and reverse back in when I got back. A bit of a sharper reverse to get my van up on the curb out the way, because people drive up that road fast and they knock wind mirrors off. And with all this snow about, that's what I usually do, but it is tricky with this snow. I thought, go on, I'll give it a go. So I got the back of the van up on the curb. The front of the van was sticking out, and then it wouldn't manoeuvre then. Wheels spinning, I couldn't move. The van was stuck out into the middle of the road for half an hour. Eventually, using rags under the front wheel, got a bit of grip and got parked up. So you've got to be careful if that was out in the middle of nowhere. And yeah, not prepared, like I was saying. I haven't got things. Luckily I've got everything in the van. I could stay in this van probably for weeks on end. But if you're just having a little ride out, you've nothing in your van and you get stuck in the snow or the mud or anywhere, you're in trouble. So you need to prepare. The only thing I wasn't very prepared for was getting these wheels some grip rather than using rags or something like that. I've been thinking of buying some of these tracks you get to get you out of these conditions, but these conditions are quite rare really in this country, so I didn't think I would need them, but I think I will do but I've since got myself a big bag of rock salt grit, we call it, and if that happens again I can get loads of this grit down under the tyres and it'll work its way into the ice and snow, melt it and give some grip. So there's an idea. So guys, pulled up at this side, I think I'm out of everyone's way. There's a lot of little lay-bys you can pull in, but they're all full. But lots of people are parking on the side, which you can do, there's no restrictions. You just want to get up out of the way. Quite a lot of cars come over this road, and there's double parking, which there isn't at the minute. Could cause a bit of a headache for other drivers, but I want to make sure I want to keep this driver wheel, the right hand side driver wheel, on this tarmac. It's not freezing today, it's reached 2 degrees, so there's no worry about this freezing up and having me struggling getting back out. Should be no problem, because I've got this left hand side wheel up in the deep snow, but we'll see. I've got that grit. It is beautiful. It is beautiful. These windows are now a bit dirty with all the cars passing when you parked up, all the rock salt. They've been using grit, they call it different things in different parts of the world, and it really does make everything quite filthy. Just have a look around. I'm gonna get out in a minute. But what I think I will do, I've got some of these cappuccinos in packets in the back, and they're ready sweetened. Much easier when you're out for making a coffee rather than using separate things. I'm going to make myself one of them in my bag. I've got my drone, so I may give that a go over here. And there is a Trailcam up here, which I was wondering whether to pick up today, because I'm thinking about the battery life. But after retrieving some of these Trailcams over the Hasland and Moors that have been out for 3 nights, I think, my worry was the battery will go, but they do activate only very occasionally, so they're not continuously running. And I was surprised to see the batteries were still on full power. It does take rechargeable batteries. There was Duracell ones, so good ones, and I still can't remember, I haven't looked how many batteries they take, 4 or 6, one or the other. So I was worrying that the batteries may just run out and it would be pointless them being up here. But after 3 days on the Hasland and Moors in these conditions as well, it's been down to -12 at night, that the batteries may have failed and gone out, but no, they were fine. So I'm going to leave these 2 cameras I've got up here. I've decided I'm going to leave these for a full week, so I'll come back up in 3 days and pick them up. But I've got another one which I picked up from the Hasland and Moors, which didn't have anything unusual on, apart from me checking it, making sure it was working, and it caught me walking off recording, which I forgot about. But it catches, obviously catches anything that moves. And I'll set this one up over here as well. Cappuccino time. So first job, boots. Got plenty of boots here, because when you go out your boots can get wet through, even though they're supposed to be waterproof. So good idea to have a few pairs. You can rotate them, swap them about, and I'll get this coffee going. That is my rock salt. So one wheel in all this spot. I'm sure I'm going to be okay. No repeat performance of the other day, I hope. Can't wait to get up there. So guys, lovely warm cappuccino. just what you need. And it's so busy up here today, so many people about. People have been snowed in all week, and it's a weekend, it's a Sunday, and the roads have cleared and people want to get out. Lots of people bringing their children out sledging, but it is beautiful. And up there to Pendlehill, I was just making this coffee. Somebody come over, this guy asking about the van and what have I done to it. Is it a camper, can I sleep in it? And yes, having a good chat with him, showing him around. It's exactly what he wants to do. I say it's nothing fancy, not spent a fortune. I'm in and out like today with my boots on, and it's just somewhere I can make a coffee, I can sleep, I can make something to eat, and just my little place, my little man cave, really. Loving it. I'll show you something I did get, that has been handy over the last 2 weeks. So guys, I just thought I'd get back in and show you now these little heaters while I'm at it. One there, one over there, one plugs into the cigarette lighter. Well, they're all 12 volt cigarette lighter type plugs, and the other one goes in to the power station. But the good thing about these, as we all know, when it's freezing cold, it takes your engine time to warm up to start defrosting everything, and you put these on and they blow instant heat. Not too hot, I think they're only 150 watts, but enough heat where your windscreen will start defrosting within seconds, and it only takes a minute or two. Saves all that getting out and scraping freezing cold hands or wasting 5 minutes for your engine to warm up. So that's what I use them for. And over the last couple of weeks they've been absolutely brilliant. And because of these, I think I've managed to get to work on time. Well worth it. There's a link in the description of this video and all videos. Amazon affiliate links. Show these, but I do recommend them. I really do. Just plug it into your cigarette lighter or your 12 volt on your power station. And they don't actually drain the power station that quick at all. I've used them for a week or two now and probably taken 15, possibly 20% off the power station, but you can easily charge them up at home or whilst you're driving with solar panels. Great stuff. Also like to have dash cam running. These heaters are taking up my cigarette lighter 12 volt. I've got my power station, but I've got an inverter from the battery, and this dash cam, it doesn't take much at all. So I'm always when the engine's on, and when I'm driving I'll switch the inverter on. That automatically comes on, so that runs that. Invaluable for safety, and obviously we want to prove an accident but for what I do, like I said, when you're out and about you're not always recording. Well, this thing is, and when I'm driving around over places like this, that is recording continuously. It's actually a very good picture, but I still use the GoPro sometimes when you're doing them little clips. When I'm doing them clips when I'm driving around, I like to put it out the windows to get a good view. Plus the GoPro is a lot better picture, but it is actually a very nice little picture on there, and we'll pick anything up across it in front of me. So just chilling out. I really want to get going, I want to get hiking over here, but sometimes you really do have to just slow down, chill out, enjoy the moment. Thought that in other videos, I'm so busy getting myself ready and going hiking and filming, rushing my coffee down so I can get filming. And sometimes look back and think, just take your time, enjoy it for yourself as well as making these videos. So that's what I'm doing today. Just down here, I'll have to use the phone to zoom in, is the leftovers of an old building and old cottage. There's just some stones left on the floor with that, but the only thing really standing is the old buoyant area. So great stuff. And there are rumours about this building many years ago, hundreds of years ago, being the home of one of the Pendle witches when there was a child that lived there with a mum and dad, but just rumours, nothing confirmed with that one. But they all lived around here somewhere, so who knows. Right, I'm all ready for off. Went to get a drink. Frozen. But luckily I've got a bit more water in the middle of the van and that hasn't frozen. Some things you just don't think about it. Actually, probably because it's more central. So I've got some water. Always handy to keep these little bottles of water with you. Right, let's get up onto these hills. So we're heading on up, still very deep in places up here. I've been reported drifts of 5-6 feet in certain areas up over the moor. Lovely though, it gives a nice atmosphere to the place, but I've never seen it so busy. Everybody wants to go out. A lot of people out with their children sledging and that sort of thing. Great stuff. So, as usual, I'm going more off track. Very busy today, and there's a trail of people going up that main track out there. I'll get the phone out and we'll have a look closely at that to show you how many people are on the way up. So a little close up there. Stunning area. So glad to eventually get up here. It's been quite a few days. Last time we were up I was setting Trailcams up and then a lot of this snow come down. The road's far too bad for me to travel to get up here, especially in the van. They're not the best vehicles in the snow. But I had noticed yesterday a couple of local YouTube channels, a couple of guys I know put videos on up here, and I mentioned the roads are now passable. So here I am. I just had to get up. A lot of my filming is on Pendlehill, and I've been on the Haslingden Moors the last few videos because of this weather. I thought I can't possibly let all this snow melt away, which it will do this week. It is going to go a bit warmer without getting up here, so very pleased I am. Carry on. People have mentioned when I'm out in these conditions about a hat or get that hood up, which I agree with. Over the last week I have been doing that, but it's surprising how you can get very warm when you're hiking. And today it's 2 degrees Celsius. I'm hiking, I'm very warm, and that's another thing. You don't want to overheat. If you overheat you sweat, and if you sweat you can get very cold, and if something happens again, there you are on these moors, absolutely wet with sweat. Your clothes on the inside will be wet. Not a good situation to be in. Hypothermia, very dangerous. So it is just as bad, if not worse, to get too warm when you're out in these conditions as it is to get cold. I won't say to get too cold, but that is dangerous as well. But you want a happy medium. Nature is unforgiving, very unforgiving, it really is. As you can see, still very deep in places, tricky going. It does make the hike a lot more tiring, but well worth it. So just using my phone again, guys, there's quite a breeze up here. I hope the audio as well, just to show the green valley of Clitheroe. Such a difference in temperature as you climb up into the hills. Amazing. There are some points down there which there isn't a flake of snow on. Great stuff. Just spot the van down there. Lovely wild area. So I've decided to take one of the more trodden tracks because it's so hard work hiking up in that snow. Some very deep areas. It's windy getting up, so the hood has actually gone up. I'm feeling a bit colder. I've got the drone with me, but this wind's picking up. So it would have been beautiful over here, but I'm quite new to this drone flying. It has got GPS, but I don't want to end up getting it lost in these moorlands with this wind. Because I pressed the return home button the other day on the Hasland and Moors. It was very, very windy. You might see in the footage. It's all over the place. It did try and return. I could see it was looking for me, and there must have been a real gust of wind up there. Just sent it into another field and crashed. Luckily, not too far away, and I recovered it. But an area like this, I don't think I'll risk it. Who knows? In these videos, what is coming up, I'm changing my mind all the time. Like I said in the last video, I say my goodbyes and all that lot. I might be sky watching depending on the weather, because I like to keep these videos more fluid these days, a lot more raw, rather than editing and cutting. So just take it as it comes. Who knows what will be coming up in the videos. One thing I have noticed about that mist, that fog is starting to drop on Pendle, like I spoke about earlier. So if you're planning a trip up here, do be careful, because it is forecast to warm up, and warm air hitting colder is a perfect recipe for thick fog and mist. Very easy to get lost over these sort of places, and if you're getting disorientated, that is frightening enough in the daytime, but if night's dropping, you're getting cold, you're getting wet, you haven't got supplies, you're not prepared, you're in big trouble. So if you do come to these places, like I always say, come prepared as if you were planning to stay the night, wild camp the night. Bring yourself a bag of hot drink, food, little tent, sleeping bag. Let somebody know where you're going, what time you plan to be back. Make sure your phone is charged. You don't always get a signal in these areas. That's what you want to be doing, otherwise you can end up in serious trouble in these conditions. Because this warm air coming into the cold air is a recipe for very thick fog, so do take care. Yeah, that wind is really picking up. There's mistiness starting to come over these moors. I think the key is, if you do get lost and disorientated, head down. Head down. Definitely keep moving. If it's cold, don't stay still. Keep moving, keep yourself warm, and head down. Because if you head down, you're going to reach a road. If you don't, you reach a little stream or a river, which will run down. Follow that. All the streams and rivers in these sort of areas lead to little villages or towns. So that's what you want to do. And like I said, if you don't get to a stream or a little river, you're gonna get down to a road. And if you head down, it's gonna warm up slightly. So I think that is the key. That's what I do. That is what I will do if I did get lost. Once come on over here snowing so hard, got very disorientated. Couldn't see a thing, a complete whiteout. I wasn't going to stand there and let it pass because that's when you freeze. Kept walking, but I made sure I was walking down. When it cleared, I noticed I weren't far off the road. So I think that is the thing to do. Yep, the fog is coming in. Plenty of people walking up over there, but they're on the main path, can't really go wrong. But just follow the path. I think I'm really talking more if you go off the paths like I do, but even if you go on the path and you're not familiar with hiking this sort of terrain, you still want to be careful. Lots of people. I'm just going to get the phone out, try and get a bit of this view before we can't see a thing. Guys, just had a big panic. I can laugh about it now. I got a text, so I was replying as I was walking along, holding this GoPro in the other hand. Put the phone back in my pocket, carried on walking. Luckily only for 10 seconds or so. I went to get the phone, it wasn't there. Thought it had dropped out. I've been digging up. I've been digging up my path for ages looking for this phone because I thought if it dropped out straight under that snow I'm never going to see it. I'll put it in my other pocket with my other phone, which I don't usually do. I usually put it in a separate pocket. Didn't think to check that. Would have saved panic and half an hour. It's all part of it. At least I've got it. So that's quite ironic really, because I was going to mention earlier in the video and I forgot about your possessions. Keep everything zipped up. So easy to lose things. Things fall out your pocket over here, you've no idea. Until it's too late, you've no idea where they were, which you always do. And then, well, I thought I've lost my phone in them circumstances, but I had put it in my pocket and zipped it up. But that is an idea, guys, keep things zipped up. Just over there, I just noticed actually there's another abandoned old foreign place, just the outbuildings left half. Been there as well, not for a few years, but I remember going down there just to have a look around in the daytime. Because these old places, they're hundreds of years old. You go over Pendlehill, one of them is supposed to have been occupied by who was to become one of the Pendle witches when she was a child. That is just rumours. So much history, it just makes you think in a place like this somebody has lived down in a building like that hundreds of years ago. Just get the phone out, have a look at it. So great, thought I'd show you around. I'm up at the top now, but you can't see anything. There's mist and fog. There's here plenty of people hiking around. Maybe you can hear it. Far too windy for the drone, which is a shame, but one thing is a bit of a comfort, because I was disappointed with the wind and the drone, is this fog and mist is coming. The drone won't have seen anything, would it? We won't get any views from that. So I'm just going to head down a little bit, set this trail camera up. There's 2 other trail cameras I've set up here. I'll be picking them up in a few days. I'll leave this one for a week. Just thought I'd show you guys around. If you're going to get out, do take care. Thanks for watching the video. Leave a comment, I'll always reply. Make sure you're well prepared. It is supposed to warm up in the UK this week, but it's still midwinter. I'm sure there's plenty more of this weather on its way. People get into trouble. I did notice over Pendlehill the other day a helicopter had landed. Must be rescuing someone, and somebody mentioned one landed over here a couple of days ago. So it goes to show, I don't want anyone watching these videos and setting off out unprepared and getting in trouble. That's why I do keep going on about safety. I'm no expert, but I've been out hiking in all conditions over these sort of moorlands for well over 30 years. I must have been over thousands of times, day and night. I've no university course, I've no degree in the subject. Personally, I think you can't beat good old-fashioned, old-school experience. And I'm still here today. I've not got in any trouble while I've been out. So I think I'm on the right tracks in what I'll tell you guys. Right, just wanted to get up here, show you around. Anybody familiar with the channel knows I'm local to Pendlehill, knows a lot of my videos are filmed over Pendlehill, and over the last few weeks I've only got here a couple of times because of the weather, the snow. If it wasn't the snow, it was the fog. It wasn't the fog, it was the storms. Lots of trees come down on the roads, made it very hazardous. You've got trees down after storms, you've got thick fog, you're driving on these little roads with your full beam on, which is what you need, and all that light is reflecting back. You can't see a thing, even with your normal beam. You don't want to go driving into a fallen tree, definitely not. Set this trail cam up, guys. Lots of videos coming up. Please do like, share, subscribe. Take care, speak soon. So guys, this trail cam I'm just going to leave here, stood up against this heather, ground level. Might catch something running past, but also I'm on the edge, and we have got an area in the footage of the trail cam which is up in the sky, so you never know. Just show you that. There we go, that's set up like that. Brought my drone with me, but it's too windy, not risking hitting this weather with the fog. If it lands somewhere I can't see where it's gone, so I'll wait for another day. It's a shame, but because of the fog it's not going to really show much landscape. 2 more trail cams over here I'll pick up in a few days. I'll pick this up in a week.